Hey everyone, gonna tell you about another one of my ticket tales. This show was for Kiss. It was June 28th, 1996 at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. I was a huge Kiss fan growing up. I think that Dynasty was like the first record album that I ever bought. And it just was wild about the band. I loved the whole, the makeup, the costumes, the characters, the music I loved it. I was just such a huge fan. I bought all the music. I bought the toys, whatever they came out with, posters on my wall. I would always go to my friend Derek Robertson's house, and Derek's house was great because he had in the basement a jukebox and two pinball machines. So how cool was that? But Derek and I would buy like I think like Teen Beat magazine or whatever the music magazines were, because at the time Kiss was real secretive, and they lived the gimmick of the makeup, and there was always articles about them speculating on who they were. There was always pictures of them, with their faces half hidden and half revealed, and you would try to put together what they looked like without the makeup on. I remember there was articles about Gene Simmons dating Cher, and there was like a photo of them, and he was like half in shadows, and it was just, the whole gimmick was awesome. And I remember I was 6 or 7 years old, and they were playing in Detroit on Halloween, and I asked my parents, can I go, and they were, absolutely not, you're not 6 or 7 years old, you're not going to go see Kiss. And it's not like I had to take a car and go at the time, so I never got the chance to see them. And then later on they took off their makeup, and the original members of Ace Frehley and Peter Criss left the band, and Ace was my favorite. I love Gene Simmons too, but Ace was my favorite, and he had left, so kind of things faded for me. I still liked their music when I heard it, and they got a little bit into some soft rock and stuff like that. But it was kind of always in my head. I really would have liked to have seen Kiss, but when they took their makeup off and everything, sort of the appeal was gone. And then, as it would have it, the band was doing a MTV Unplugged show, and Ace Frehley and Peter Criss came back for that show and performed with Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, and the reception for that was great. I guess the band decided to go on tour together. They had patched up whatever broken fences there were, at least temporarily, and they decided to go on tour together. And the first tour with the original band members, full makeup, full costumes, a full Kiss experience, and the first show was going to be Tiger Stadium in Detroit. The show was immediately sold out, and we could not get tickets. But there was a place in Chatham called Homer Dick Travel Agency, and they used to run bus trips to shows. So we thought, well, what the heck, let's give them a call. We called them, and he said, no, there's no tickets available. Well, he goes, there's 4 tickets that I've put aside for these guys from Bothwell, and if they don't come in and get the tickets by Friday or by Thursday, because the show was Friday night, he says, they don't pick them up on Thursday, then they're yours. So I was working at the time, but my dad was retired, and I asked him, I said, hey Dad, so can you go to Homer Dick on Thursday, and if he hasn't picked them up, then if they haven't picked them up, then pick up the tickets for us. And my dad's like, sure. And he said, who's going? And I told him my friends were going. Tim Drury, Drac, a really good friend of mine, he was one of the guys. I can't remember who else went. It might have been one of the Ashby brothers, maybe Jason Doyle. I can't remember the other two, but I know Drac was there. And so we, I get back from work, and my dad says, I got your tickets. I'm like, really? The guys didn't show? And he says, yeah. He goes, I was talking to Homer, and he said, and he said, I'm here to pick up the tickets for my son. And Homer's like, oh, well, I was holding these for these guys from Bothwell. Well, Drac lived in Blenheim, and my dad, I don't think, might have got confused, because he's like, oh, well, that's my son's friend. He's from Bothwell. I think he got Bothwell and Blenheim confused. So Homer's like, oh, well, here you go. So we end up getting the tickets, and sorry, not sorry to the guys whose tickets we got, but, as it happens, we got the tickets. So we went to the show. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was everything I could have expected and more. The place was, Tiger Stadium, not the greatest concert venue, but huge arena or stadium. The show, there was, I think, the opening bands, it might have been Alice in Chains and Tool, I think I don't really care who the opening bands were. I know that Stone Temple Pilots was supposed to be there, but Scott Weiland had overdosed or they threw him in rehab, so he couldn't go. So there was a big thing about who's gonna take their spot. But for me, it was all about Kiss. I mean, just the pyro, the show, the explosions, the blood. Gene Simmons split up blood, spit fire. Ace did his exploding guitar. They did 2,000 Man at that show, which I think is the only time they did that show or did that song on that tour. Because after Tiger Stadium, they end up doing a giant tour. And 2,000 Man was one of my favorite tunes by Kiss. Was on the Dynasty album. Jagger Richards song. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's I think a great one. But they didn't do it anywhere else. I guess just Tiger Stadium. I remember that we were pretty close to we were on in the stands, pretty close to the field, and at one point, like after Kiss took the stage, just hundreds of people jumped over the fence and onto the grass to get onto the grass. And I didn't do that, but then we saw Drac jumped over the fence and went over, and we thought, oh my God, because people were getting hit by cops and cuffed and arrested and thrown out. We thought, oh, Jesus, Tim's going to get kicked out of here. And then a couple minutes later, he jumps back over the fence, back to our seat. And like, what the hell happened? He's like, I wanted to get the Zippo lighter. He saw the Zippo lighter on the ground. He went and grabbed the Zippo lighter. And we're like, you're an idiot. And then that's Drac. Anyway, the show was great. It was everything that, like I said, that I had hoped it would be. There is a DVD package. I know that they Kiss did an anthology series, and on the third box set, they have the Tiger Stadium show in its entirety. I think it's in its entirety. I don't remember the set list offhand, but I'm pretty sure it's in its entirety. Fantastic show. Go check it out. I've seen Kiss a number of times after that, but nothing is like the first time. Nothing's like that one. And they're on the world tour or the final tour right now, so they say. Might have finished, but I did see them on the final tour, and I don't know. It was great. But Tiger Stadium, boy, that was a show for the ages. Anyway, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you another time. Thanks.